If you're over 60, there's one sweet habit that could quietly raise your stroke risk while you sleep. No pain, no warning, no reason to suspect anything is wrong. You go to bed feeling normal and wake up to find your words tangled, your balance gone, or one side of your body simply not responding. I've worked with too many seniors who never saw it coming. It wasn't caused by fast food, it wasn't from skipping exercise, and it had nothing to do with smoking. It started with something they thought was helping them. It's small, it's sweet, and it's probably in your fridge right now. Most people over 60 eat it without a second thought. Some call it the perfect snack. Grapes are one of the most deceptive fruits for aging brains. They look innocent, tiny, juicy, full of antioxidants, but beneath that sweet surface, a concentrated hit of sugar that floods your system fast. After 60, your brain doesn't process these choices the way it used to. Your blood vessels are thinner, your insulin response is slower, and what seems harmless can quietly tip the balance. Let me tell you about Angela Monroe, 78, a retired piano teacher from North Carolina. She did everything right. She walked daily, cooked her own meals, never smoked, and every afternoon at 4 p.m., she had what she called her healthy treat, a bowl of red grapes. No cookies, no cake, just grapes. But one evening after her usual snack, she stood up and felt dizzy. Her right foot wouldn't lift properly. Her words felt clumsy. Her husband thought it was dehydration. He gave her water and told her to rest. By morning, she couldn't speak. The right side of her face had dropped. At the ER, they told her she'd had a stroke. Not a major one, but enough to weaken her memory, slow her speech, and take away her independence. Her labs showed post-meal glucose spikes, borderline prediabetes, and chronic inflammation in her vessels. The grapes weren't the only factor, but they were the match in the dry field. You see, grapes digest extremely fast. They hit your bloodstream like lightning. That sugar surge triggers inflammation in the lining of your arteries, which makes your blood more likely to clot, especially in small, vulnerable vessels like the ones feeding your brain. Now imagine it's evening. You've taken your blood pressure meds, your circulation has slowed for sleep, you eat a bowl of grapes before bed thinking it's a light, healthy snack, and while you sleep, your body is fighting off a silent storm. Elevated blood sugar, stiffened arteries, sluggish flow, all the ingredients for a stroke by morning. Most people never connect the dots, but I've seen it too often to ignore. That's why I tell my patients, if you love grapes, be smart about them. Never eat them alone on an empty stomach. Pair them with a protein, a piece of cheese, a handful of nuts. Avoid them late in the day. Keep the portion small, no more than 12 to 15 grapes at a time. Grapes aren't evil, but they're not innocent either, especially not after 60. You might think grapes are the only surprise on this list, but they're not. There's another fruit that's just as common, maybe even more. It's in every kitchen, every nursing home, every breakfast tray. Soft, easy to digest, packed with potassium. Bananas. Now let's be clear. Bananas have been praised for decades. They're seen as heart-healthy, gut-friendly, and ideal for people with high blood pressure. But here's what most seniors don't know. After 60, your kidneys don't filter potassium like they used to. And if you're taking common blood pressure medications like ACE inhibitors, ARBs, or potassium-sparing diuretics, that potassium builds up even faster. Let me introduce you to James Rivera, 72, a retired mail carrier from New Mexico. He walked 3 miles every morning, rain or shine, took his pills, ate a banana with breakfast every day. He thought he was doing everything right. Until one morning, he didn't wake up feeling quite right. He felt lightheaded, unsteady. His heartbeat was irregular. His wife found him slumped over the kitchen table, alert but not fully responsive. The diagnosis? Hyperkalemia, induced arrhythmia, followed by a small but damaging stroke. His potassium levels had been slowly rising for months. Not dangerously high, but just high enough. And the daily banana, it was pushing him over the edge. You see, one large banana contains over 450 milligrams of potassium. That's fine if your kidneys are healthy, but in aging bodies, especially those on meds, even that can become too much. Combine that with his slowed overnight circulation, slightly thicker blood, and reduced vessel elasticity, and you've got the perfect conditions for a clot to form, right in your sleep. So should you stop eating bananas? Not necessarily, but they require precision. Here's what I tell patients over 60. If you eat bananas, choose small to medium-sized ones. Eat them in the morning, not at night, never on an empty stomach. Pair them with protein or healthy fat like peanut butter or yogurt. If you're on potassium-affecting meds, talk to your doctor first. Because the truth is, bananas can be medicine or they can be a trigger. It depends on the context. Now, listen carefully. These two fruits are just the beginning. There are other foods that seem harmless but quietly raise your risk of clots, memory loss, and cognitive decline. But you don't need to panic. You just need to adapt. You need to stop eating like you're 30 and start eating in a way that protects the brain you've built for 60+ years. So here's one thing you can do starting tomorrow morning. Build your plate around stability. Not sugar spikes, not empty energy, but balanced, brain-friendly foods. Protein, healthy fats, real fiber, and most of all, pay attention to how you feel after you eat. Dizzy, sluggish, foggy. Those are clues. Your brain is speaking. Your body is answering. You just have to listen. Final message: if no one ever told you this, it's not your fault. Most doctors never mention food this way. Labels don't warn you, and habits feel safe until they're not. But now you know, and with that knowledge, you can protect your memory, independence, balance, speech, freedom. Because after 60, every bite matters more. You're not just eating to stay full, you're eating to stay you. Comment: if this taught you something you never knew, and if you care about someone over 60, send them this video, because sometimes one fruit can change everything, but so can one decision.